everyone, and welcome to our podcast. This is Democracy in Education, where asking questions is always a part of learning. I'm Daisy.
And I'm Stella. Today, we're diving into a recent controversy at Harvard University that has raised serious concerns about academic freedom and whether American universities are really as democratic and open as they claim to be.
We'll be talking about the cancel special issue of the Harvard Educational Review that focused on education in Palestine. And wow, this story is both shocking and important. Let's unpack what really happened and what it tells us about freedom of thought in academia.
So here's what happened. A special issue of the Harvard Educational Review, a respected academic journal, was suddenly cancelled by its publisher, the Harvard Education Publishing Group, even though all the articles had already been written, reviewed, and edited.
So, what is the reason behind this?
I found out that it's because the issue centered around Palestinian education under occupation.
Wow, the journal editors may be shocked. Imagine working for months on a peer-reviewed publication, only to have it shut down last minute. They only found out about the cancellation 30 minutes before the authors did. However, a spokesperson claimed there were irregularities in the review process and issues with copy editing. But the editorial board strongly denied those claims. They said the real reason was political pressure.
Exactly, and that's the scary part. One editor even said the interference from the publisher increased just before Trump took office. They described the request for legal risk assessment of the articles as totally abnormal. That kind of censorship, they said, is how authoritarianism grows, slowly, quietly, through institutional fear and compliance. Creepy, right?
Totally. And Kirsten Welch, a Harvard historian and president of local American Association of University Professors chapter, didn't hold back. She said the move looked like a textbook example of the killing of speech and academic inquiry related to Palestine. Many scholars interviewed by The Guardians warned that this kind of decision could silence a whole field of research. That's deeply worrying.
And it's not just about this one issue. Harvard has also demoted two faculty members connected to Middle Eastern studies, suspended a partnership with Birkbeck University in the West Bank, and ended a divinity school program related to the conflict. Scholars are calling this anticipatory compliance, basically censoring themselves before anyone even asks. Honestly, that sounds more like fear than freedom.
Right? And that brings us to the big question. American universities like Harvard often present themselves as champions of free speech, democracy, and scholarly independence. But if a major journal issue can be cancelled because of its political content during a time of war, no less, is that really freedom? What happened to open debate?
And one of the authors, Dr. Desai, said it best. This isn't just academic theory. Her team was writing about education in Gaza while the university they studied were being bombed, and some of their colleagues were killed during the writing process. That's heartbreaking. She called the cancellation a serious violation of academic integrity and a betrayal of the scholars' labor.
So, what does this mean for democracy and academic freedom in the US? If top institutions like Harvard can protect critical scholarship, especially during global crisis, it's time to question who gets to decide what knowledge is published and whose voices are heard. It's a tough but necessary conversation.
Yeah, so we need to stay informed, speak up, and support open inquiry, especially when it challenges us. Without academic freedom, education risks becoming an echo chamber instead of a space for growth. So here's the question. Does democracy still exist in US education?
That's something worth thinking about. Let us know what you think. And this is also the end of our podcast. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.